the said Edgar Obare, through his Twitter handles and his social media platforms, uttered defamatory words in relation to the mentioned individuals.
Since this story came out, we've incurred damages of not less than 20 million as we speak. That's why you see we've put out a bounty of 100,000, which will continue to go higher as the days go by, and we are sure that we are going to cut.
The CEO of Westwick, Christine, and I moved here from the U.S. not because we were running from the law like you may have heard, but because we wanted to come here and actually help. The way we wanted to come and help is by using our background in the healthcare field, by helping people, by educating them to become certified nursing assistants and caregivers, and then connecting them with our partners and helping them go abroad, right? So we're here today because we need the help and seeking help from the government, right? We're doing exactly the same thing that the government is doing, which is exporting labor. But we feel like we've been targeted by people like Edgar Obare. When he targeted us and posted false information about our school, Westwick College, about Christine and myself, it caused a negative effect, right? Ripple effect. With Westwick College, we lost some of our partners that we work with. Christine was targeted personally, and I was targeted personally. As you can hear from my accent, I also work in the U.S., and I lost some partners in the U.S. as well because of this. Edgar has an amazing platform. He could use it to uplift people, uplift students. And I understand sherehe and gossip is a huge thing in Nairobi, which is great as well, right? But he can still use that platform to uplift people, right? The reason why we're also here is because Edgar, we've gone through the extent that we can with using the government and the law. And we have a warrant for arrest for Edgar Obare. What we're willing to do is give 100,000 shillings to anyone that brings justice to Edgar Obare. And every 2 weeks, we'll increase that to 100,000 shillings to anybody that brings Edgar Obare to justice. The reason why we're doing this is because we want to say that it's not okay to target people like us, right? A company that's trying to purposely help people. It's not okay to just post negative information because there are repercussions to that. It's not okay. Right? And we wouldn't, and maybe what needs to happen, there needs to be a regulation on social media, not just on bloggers, but also on influencers. You can't just target people and get away with it. So that's why we're here today, and thank you for having us. Thank you. So just like everybody has mentioned, we're just here to seek justice, and we're seeking the help from the government to help us in this, right? We're here trying to help people. And just like we've said, we have a bounty, or we're hoping that you all and the public, anybody that sees Edgar, would be able to just help us seek justice for him. And now I'm just going to leave and open the floor for any questions that you guys may have.
Yeah. As I was saying, my name is Ali.
Hi.
Yeah. So my question is, are we looking at a civil case or a criminal case right now?
As of right now, we don't want to. It's a criminal case at the moment.
Because according to the information in public is that defamation is normally a civil case, and we would also like to know how did you come up with the figure of 20 million being the loss that you guys had?
So this accounts to just Westwick in general as a school, Christine as a person, and me, myself, what I've lost from the partnerships that I have abroad, right? So anything regarding the law, I'm going to forward it to our lawyer.
Okay.
Yes, Ali.
Yes.
To answer your question, defamation is in and of itself a civil wrong. You make a claim wrongfully against another person without giving justification. It harms their reputation. It's a civil wrong in and of itself. But the court gives you orders telling you, like in this instance, Mr. Edgar, you have defamed Westwick College, pull down your post. But you refuse. What have you done? It's an offense in and of itself, contempt. Now you are in contempt of that court order. So what happened yesterday is that the court issued now warrants. He was found in contempt and issued warrants. so that he is brought before the court. Now, and the punishments available are that he can be fined, he can be imprisoned, and as well as pay damages that Westwick School has lost. So how will the court arrive at this? It will be arrived at calculating all the withdrawals that they have been caused, all the students who have already begun the processes of claiming the refunds. This is lost income to Westwick College, and there are also other damages. He and of itself in his post, he has caused emotional damage to the students of Westwick College. All this will come into consideration at the end of the day. The figure of 20 million, as of now, some even may say it's much more less. It could be more. It could be more.
Okay, probably for the jail term, how many years are we looking at?
For contempt of court, we look at 6 months.
6 months.
Okay.
I'm trying to I've got my question to lawyer. How long are you going to give Edgar to show himself up? Because of course it's already on public and clearly everybody mnataka show up. Mnampatia period ya how long ajitokeze.
The good thing about the law is that it does not give orders in vain. The court has ordered that it is the police in and of themselves that should capture him. Whatever the school is giving as a reward is that people, the population, Wanjiko can come up and give a heads up to the police. The people in and of themselves, Kenyans cannot, ordinary Kenyans cannot make the arrest. They must notify the police. So at the end of the day, it's the police who will arrest Edgar. They are pursuing him as we speak because there are orders and they have been served, and he will be caught up. The law will catch up with him for sure.
And maybe by the time you're asking for the 100,000 for anyone who will bring Edgar Obare, does it mean that on your side hamjampata and what is happening?
So as far as I know, with our lawyer, we haven't, right?
We haven't gotten him.
We haven't gotten him, and he hasn't appeared, correct?
He's an elusive man.
Mm-hmm.
He has numerous cases.
Meaning his whereabouts are not known.
And
They're not known.
Okay.
if you know Edgar, he doesn't even have an email address. He doesn't have a physical address.
We have insights that he's not in Kenya, he's in Italy. Knowing that, are you still willing to proceed and look for him in Italy?
Yes, we are. We're willing to look for him wherever he is. If it's Italy, if it's the US, if it's Canada, it's wherever he is. We're willing to look for him wherever he is. I'm an international resident, right? I can live anywhere.
Okay. Edgar Obare in his posts clearly states that the views and opinions expressed in his posts do not clearly state what his company, stands for. Maybe could that be something that he can say against you in the court?
Can you rephrase?
His pages clearly state that the views, opinions expressed by his audiences in his page do not clearly represent what his company stands for or the company's opinions. Could that be something that he can use against you in the court?
No. That cannot be a defense, because the social media platforms that post this message are his, or if not his, are those of his agents or employees. So he's responsible for them also vicariously. So in this instance, when he gets this information from the members of this public, it's his. Even you are a journalist, all of you must verify that information to see whether there is some truth before you post, because if you post them, you will be liable for it.
And let this go into record. Edgar never reached out to me, never reached out to Westwick, never reached out to any of us before posting any of this. So as journalists, as you may know, as he just stated, you should at least reach out to both parties to let them defend themselves before posting something. There was never any reaching out any point to us. If so, we would have clarified, we would have gave our background, we would have gave what we thought about the whole story, but that never happened.
And also, we've been dealing with his lawyer, right?
Yes, we have been dealing with his lawyer.
How is it going along?
He has a lawyer.
Yes.
But in this matter, it's a matter of public record that his advocate as of now is Munene Kenya. Munene Kenya has always been served with each and every pleading and each and every demand we have made in this matter, and each and every order that the court has made. He has appeared in court. He's very active in the case. What I can say is happening, or I presume to be happening, is that he's not getting the appropriate advice. That first, you obey the court orders before you make any other application before the court. Before challenging anything, before gaining audience before a court of law, first purge your contempt, obey the court orders in place, and the law will follow its course. But yes, to answer your question, yes, Edgar is a lawyer. May you help us find Edgar? There is something called advocate-client privilege. He cannot disclose the whereabouts of his client, so that is something else to consider for yourself as well.
I have a question. For the people who don't understand what really happened, what did exactly Edgar Obare did? What did he post, and how did he start doing that?
Okay, so what happened is we woke up to a post of Edgar posting false information about Westwick, right? He called us a scam. He said we're not a real college, and then he said we're not credible. And as we have stated, we are credible, right? And also he posted negative information about our CEO, Christine, right? And then he went on to post about me personally and said that my mentor, who is Christine, is a fraud, right? And then ended up posting false information. And after he did that, he also posted another post after we had already used the courts. He posted something else inviting students. These are students that had maybe been let go by the school. Maybe they didn't perform very well, or maybe they, whatever it may have been, invited those students to say negative things about our school. And like we stated, that caused a negative ripple effect on our school, on Christine, and on me personally. So that's why we're here today, and that's what he did. And that's why we're going above and beyond like we have, because we've seeked just so much damage on all of us as a whole. And like I've said, I've lost partnerships that are worth millions in the US because of this.
Good afternoon. My name is Muga. Hereby on behalf of the firm of Mondajagi and Company, the firm that has taken our three clients here, Christina Lewis, Yvonne Mugure, and Westwick College, through this trial process with Edgar Obare. This whole conundrum, this whole situation began in January, where one, Mr. Edgar Obare, defamed our clients, and this was to the detriment of their reputation and in breach of their constitutional rights. Article 33 of the Constitution clearly provides that everyone has the freedom to express themselves. But you can't do this to the detriment and the reputation of others. Edgar Obare at that time was a free man. He had the keys to his own jail, cell. But now, it's not the same. At that time, he only had to apologize to our clients, and it would have been a matter settled. But now, he has forced our clients to move to the courts, and he has been found, in fact, that he had defamed them, and that he is, in fact, in contempt, because he was ordered to pull down those posts, but he has not done so. In fact, he has gone ahead and pinned them on his social media platform, X. So it's his biggest achievement in his life, but it will cost him. And the law is very clear. It will track you down, it will find you, Mr. Edgar. And the harm you've caused our clients, and more so, the children, the students of Westwick College Institute, who are here with us present today, as you can see, who have been forced to panic, being forced to doubt whether they'll complete their studies, being forced to live in limbo about their future. It will come and get it has actually come to catch up with you. And with that, I want to say that if anyone, as our client here Yvonne has said, knows the whereabouts of Mr. Edgar, please, in fact, it is your civil duty. It is your civil duty to talk, to report to the nearest police station. Let him be seen. There are summons out, and the fact that the school is giving a reward is going more and up and beyond what is necessary. Thank you.
My name is Mwenda Njage. I'm the advocate on record for Christine Nyambura Muturi alias Christina Lewis, Yvonne Mogore, Westwick Institute Limited. I also act alongside Mr. Ndege and Mr. Ian Kibugi. My apologies, I had another matter in Thika for Lesedi Developers Limited, which also has elicited similar publicity, which has made me delay. My apologies for that. I think I'll just speak to the court order, which was issued yesterday in relation to Milimani Commercial Courts, MCC or civil case number E227 of 2024. That is Edgar Obare, he was applicant defendant, versus Christine Nyambura Muturi alias Christina Lewis, who was the first plaintiff stroke respondent, Tina Lewis, Yvonne Mogore, and Westwick Institute Limited. The upshot of this particular order should be looked into the context of other two orders which have been issued before this matter as has been heard and determined by the Honorable B.M. Chelotti, Principal Magistrate. Basically, the genesis of this issue arose when the said Edgar Obare, through his Twitter handles and his social media platforms, uttered defamatory words in relation to the mentioned individuals who have suffered irreparable loss. And it's very unfortunate because as an opinion leader who we respect and well known as a blogger, Edgar Obare should know that his right of expression and right of speech ends where the rights and the freedoms of another individual start. Simply meaning, it cannot be that because you have a right of expression and right of speech that you go ahead and defame or utter malicious statements to an individual who is helpless and who may not necessarily have the same media platform to respond accordingly. When these statements, which I think are well known to us, were presented and aired in the media, we wrote a demand letter to the said Edgar Obare requesting him to pull down, extract, and delete those defamatory words to my clients. Instead, he opted to go ahead and broadcast further and not comply with that demand. My clients, being aggrieved, did the right thing before the eyes of God and man and filed a civil case in Milimani, and the court found that they had a case which had overwhelming chances of success, and the first order was an order of injunction. That order of injunction restrained the said Edgar Obare from four things. One, he was stopped from further broadcasting or from further airing of information pertaining to my good client who is on my left here, Yvonne Mogore, and the director of Westwick Institute, Christina Lewis, who I think is around, and the very able students who are behind me for Westwick Institute Limited. The law is very clear that if somebody is aggrieved or unhappy with a court order, you have two options. One, you can file for a review before the same court and ask it to set it aside, or you can move to the High Court or a higher court to appeal. Regrettably, the said Edgar Obare did not do the two options that were provided for in law, but he refused to pull down, he refused to extract those defamatory words, and he refused to give an apology as the court order had dictated. Felt aggrieved by that action because court orders are not issued in vain. And I want to say this to the members of the press, and I'm happy that you are here, that as a civilized society, when people do not respect court orders, you are likely to go back to the rule of the jungle, the law of anarchy, because if somebody can get a court order and they're not able to enjoy the fruits of that order, then people will be forced to use extrajudicial ways to satisfy their rights. And that's not an area we would wish to be or find ourselves into. When Edgar Obare refused to comply and we served his lawyers to that effect, they came to court and said whatever they said, and they had the right of reply, so he was aware of those particular court orders. So he filed for contempt, and the court allowed our prayers for contempt because the court felt that having a court order and somebody not complying with it, then it shows the highest level of disrespect, the highest level of contempt, and the highest level of disregard of the rule of law. So when we went to court yesterday, the matter was coming for purposes of warrants of arrest to issue because he has already been found in contempt. What that simply means is that having been found in contempt, he has two options. One, he should present himself in court and the court will pronounce itself on the question of fine or issue a jail term as the court may please, a jail term not exceeding 6 months. Because now this case has moved from civil to criminal. And I say speak to you, I'm under instructions to tell you as members of the press that the said Edgar Obare is now a fugitive whom my clients have offered 100,000 for anybody who may tell us the whereabouts of the said particular person, because he should present himself in court as per order 1 of this particular court order, and I will read it verbatim. That the Honorable Court hereby issues summons or warrant of arrest orders to the issue for Director of Criminal Investigation to present the defendant hereby being Edgar Obare, to court for appropriate reliefs and sanctions. The order was issued on 7th of March 2024, and the case is slated for 3rd of April 2024. This particular order, I think my office has made an effort to serve the DCI today, but we don't have to belabor and look for him, because we can also have that right to enjoy and to exercise what these orders say. It's only fair that the Edgar Obare should present himself to the DCI, or if the DCI is not presented, if he doesn't present himself to them, then they should do what they're supposed to do. And the reason why my clients moved to court is that they had no other platform to ventilate and tell their side of story. My clients were condemned and heard. And I think as members of the press, you know, a right of reply. Even if somebody has an issue with my good client here, Yvonne Mogore or Tina Levis or Westwick Institute Limited, the decent and the honorable thing to do is to give those allegations to that person, and the person responds. But it's very unfortunate when you broadcast malicious, scandalous, and defamatory articles without according my client right of reply. She just saw those articles on the media, just like all of us. Having said that, there are also some matters that came because the students were very worried about their tertiary education, and these are young people who are trying to eke out a living amid this very severe and hard economic situation, who have endeavored to seek a better life. But when you admonish a school, when you admonish personalities, when you go ahead and admonish a very hardworking ladies, it shows the disregard of the law. As I close, my client here, and I think that's something we have filed in court, which is available for public scrutiny, has lost 1.8 million contract from a US company whereby she was an influencer. And I think all of you, because I believe you are in that space, you can understand some of us or some of you are living by the reputation you have. So she had a card, like a pay card for swiping, whereby she was the brand ambassador for that company. And when they saw that particular article broadcasted by Edgar Obare, they wrote a termination letter. So she's now shortfall of 1.8 million, which she...
A month.
1.8 million a month, which she used to earn because of her brand, which she has built all of us. And I can see you've taken a while to build your brand. So when somebody just goes ahead and broadcast very defamatory articles, they don't know that it goes to the heart of your career, it goes to the heart of your family, and it even has economic and financial implications. Those are some of the damages you shall be seeking pursuant to order number 2, which says that the parties shall file on terms of settlement, because we shall be seeking damages to the tune of around 33 million for damages that my client has suffered on these particular damages, and we shall quantify it appropriately when the time comes. At this stage, I wish to welcome any questions or clarifications from all of you. Asante sana.
Swali. Umekosea.
So for clarification purposes, you told us 20 and you said 33.
20 million is the damages that actually suffered in terms of general damages. Special damages is things that she could have earned in terms of income, which pulls it to 33.
So it's 20
plus 13. One is for loss of income, one is for loss of reputation.
Is this for only one or the entire school?
That's for the three defendants, the three plaintiffs. The court will give us directions, but we are representing the three. But I was just trying to give the story for Yvonne because that's something that can actually be quantified or has evidence, because the letter says, or the cancellation letter of the contract is mentioning that the contract is being cancelled because of the article from Edgar Obare. So it is very specific on the reason she's no longer the brand ambassador for the company.
It's not the first case we're seeing against Edgar Obare, and he always ends up, not getting caught. What are you guys doing purposely to make sure that he's going to get caught?
That's a good question, and I must say that when I took up with this matter, my clients also had concerns that maybe there have been other cases which, or even higher profile cases which has been handled, and they did not go or did not get much headway. What I can tell you is that this is going to be a different ball game altogether. This is not something that Edgar Obare has seen before, because my clients are willing to go to great lengths to defend their rights and their reputation. I must also say that the wheels of justice may move slow, but they always move towards justice. So irrespective of the time it will take, my clients are very keen, and they're very, very, they have a razor eye focus to ensure that at least they'll have their day in court. The decent thing, even if we thought that could have been, that Edgar could have done, was to issue us as an apology or even pull down the articles, but he has refused to do that. So that now the only remedy we have is to seek refuge in our courts.
So let's say Obare come out like right now after you get the news. Are you going to terminate what you have been doing, or what is going to happen?
Terminate in terms of the operation of the school?
The process as it now you are like he's in court because of the way he has been defending the school. What if after he get the news, are you going to terminate the case or?
That's a very good question. What we intend to do is first of all to have life of these orders, because these orders, as we stand, they have not been appealed against or they have not been reviewed. So these orders are very clear that a warrant of arrest has been issued, meaning you yourself can do a private arrest and present him to the DCI. And because my client is keen that he should be arrested, that's why he has made and given the instructions that I should say that 100,000 shillings is being offered for anybody who is assist the DCI or assist my client to the arrest, because my clients are the complainants. And I also have to mention that this 100,000 will be raised as we move on, depending on how it goes. He's very keen that this person should be presented before courts. Even if it's called for extradition, I'm told he may even not be around the country, but my clients are willing to follow up the matter to its logical conclusion.
I'd like to add something. I think we've gotten a few questions on, or one of the most popular questions that we've gotten is, why haven't students traveled? Why are we not seeing testimonials online about our students, right? So when we started our school, we tried to conduct it like we would in the US, right? By giving certain rights to students, right? We gave them and asked them to sign a contract. You have the right whether to appear on social media or online or not to appear. Right? Is that correct? Yes. Yeah. So we gave that right to students. A lot of the students, which we understand are very private people, maybe their families don't even know they're coming to that school, which is the truth for some of them, or maybe whatever it may be, a lot of them chose not to appear online, which we respected, right? And that's what happened, and that's what's happening. It's not to say that we haven't had students travel. It's not to say that we've had students go to Canada, to UK, and to various places. We just respected their wishes of not documenting it and not going online. Because of this, Edgar, because of what has happened, we've also had to change some of our policies. At the moment now, we do ask that our students do have to be recorded and to go online, because we don't want anything like this to happen again. right? So just to answer some of those questions that we've seen online regarding just testimonials and such.
I think there was also a point of the fact that maybe you guys did not have the correct documentation to be doing this the same. Maybe can you address that?
Okay. In terms of the documentation, I think that's been a huge question in general, right? Also, something I want to state, we're not hiding ourselves, right? We're right next to the U.S. Embassy. We're right next to the UN. I'm still here. I go to school. I still show up, correct? Mm-hmm. Right? I come to school. I show myself. We're not hiding ourselves. The CEO isn't hiding ourselves, right? So we're open to anybody, and we're open to anybody coming to our school. And I lost my point there. Could you ask that question again?
Maybe to be more specific to that question about documentation, I would invite any of you to go to the reception of the school. The certifications are pinned on the wall. You could take a picture on it and you could verify the authenticity or otherwise from the issuing authority. So to answer your question, the answer is a resounding yes. The school is certified, it is licensed to operate as it is, and those documents, just like there you can pin a license on a shop, they are available for public scrutiny. And anybody who is here, even after this press, you can pass by the school and you'll see those documents for your own consumption.
And we're still operating currently. These are current students. So if we didn't have the rights, we didn't have the acknowledgements, we wouldn't still be operating. Right?
Hi guys, my name is Anthony, the finance administrator at Westwick College. So basically I'm here to speak about the damages that we've incurred so far. So ever since this story came out, we've incurred damages of not less than 20 million as we speak. That's why we've put out a bounty of 100,000, which will continue to go higher as the days go by, and we are sure that we are going to catch up with the guy. He has really tormented a lot of people, including some of you guys who are here, and but his days are finally numbered. So anyone out there with any information about Edgar Obare, please come out, give us his whereabouts, and the law will be able to deal with him appropriately. Thank you.
Student at Westwick College. I've been there since August of last year. And ever since the news came out, it's just been a really stressful period for us because there's a lot of uncertainty about things and how things are progressing because of all the allegations made against the school. So it's only human to be worried about the outcome of all this attention coming to the school, coming to the students. So it's put a strain on our reputation as students of the college, because we are the people who are seen out there with our uniforms, with Westwick College on it. So people will be always wondering if you're part of the scam per se. So yeah, it's just been a really stressful period, and anyone who has information on the whereabouts of Mr. Obare, it would be very well appreciated if you came forward. Yeah, thank you.
So my name is Jacqueline. I'm the admission coordinator at Westwick College. So this school started with an intention of helping young youths, especially with getting them job opportunities and all that. But I'm here to state that Westwick College is just training CNA, that is certified nurse assistant students. Then from there, they are able to be connected through our partners to get job opportunities outside the country. Yeah. So I fail to understand the reason as per why Edgar Obare is trying to hit up on somebody who is just planning to help out people get labor in terms of seeing how their future can be built. Yeah. So as an admission coordinator, I would say we started this school back in January 19th, that is last year. We were able to admit like 700 students. So I fail to understand if you're defaming this school, what is your intention? Yeah, because for us, we are just here to help out and to make sure that everyone is contented and they have exactly what they need. Yeah, so as an admission coordinator, again, I would say it is just for the course to happen. Then after the course, it is not the school to provide you with a job placement. Yeah, because number one, we are not a recruiting agency. We are just a school offering the health science curriculum. Number three, your job placement is not based on the school itself. Yeah, it is through the partnership. And then number four, it is not us to determine whether you're eligible to move outside the country or not, because remember, for you to move outside the country, there are some documentations that are required. So if you're a student at Westwick College who is trying to back up with Edgar Obare, did you ask yourself a question of, did you fulfill the requirements? Yeah. Were your visas able to be accepted? That is number two. So however much this is coming out, I am here to say that Westwick College is just coming out to help and not to like scam anyone, because I believe if we are here to scam anyone, the school would have not run for like 1 year, right? Yeah, so that's all. Whoever knows where Edgar Obare is, it is very fair for him to come and explain to people why he's doing that to Westwick College. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming today. My name is Lillian. I'm the Human Resource Manager at Westwick College. And mine today is just to say how it has been very challenging for us as a fraternity at Westwick to hold everything together after the allegations that have been made against us. So we are trying to make sure that our staff members are comfortable, our students are comfortable, our students are happy, our students are taken care of. We are a professional and accredited facility where we offer CNA courses for our nurses, caregiving courses for our nurses, and we want the best for all our students. So for this to have happened to us, it has been very damaging, me as human resource first of all, to make sure that our students and our staff members are taken care of. That's why it has been paramount for us to meet today, so that we let you know that we are here to help Kenyans, as it is for the agenda of our president to export labor. We are working together to make sure that Kenyans have the best kind of possible labor and possible job opportunities that are out there for all of us to take advantage of. So we are here to uplift Kenyans. We are here to help Kenyans. We are here to cooperate with everybody that is involved in the sector of healthcare to be able to do the best that we can, to offer the best that we can, to make sure that all of us are in a good position after this. So for us to be here, we are grateful, but we are hoping that the law will take its course and that we will be vindicated as we already have been, and that going forward, it will be in the best interest of everybody involved for us to be honest and to be credible going forward in our various professions, to be able to make sure that we do not damage the credibility of our fellow Kenyans and our fellow professionals in any way that we do. So for us it has been damaging, and we hope that the law will take its course to be able to make sure that the Edgar Obare is brought to book and that we will be able to move forward amicably. So thank you very much.
Thank you for at least making this day become possible, and I'll just highlight basically as to what our MD has just been speaking about. Edgar, what we practice here, it's all about credibility. My academic team basically looks into fostering and ensuring quality education is given to our CNA students. Back at the back here, you can see our support system, because they believe in us, because us as instructors, we are the mentors. So basically, whenever we are trying to mentor our students, we make it our priority to ensure that they get the best. But Edgar, whenever you go out there and you make it like it's a joke on us, we don't take it positively. Kindly just submit yourself and basically come and clarify, because for our instructors, we are put in a position where we put ourselves we move a step ahead to ensure that our students are always motivated. Basically, we underwent the training of the nursing. Most of our staffing team, especially the instructors, most of them have gone a notch higher to become a degree holder. So whenever you start joking with our licenses, we make it you make it look like a joke, and we don't take it positively. So kindly just submit yourself and make clarification in regards to the matter. Thank you.